Cream, Badge, K-Boy 1059, the Workforce Afternoon, and Dave Lawrence with you. How you doing? I'm grateful that you're listening. Today is a special day. We have very special guests joining us in the studio, and they are starting 3 nights in the area with us. Tonight at the Blaisdell, tomorrow at the Mac in Kahului, and then finally on Saturday at the Hilton Waikoloa Village on the Big Island. I had the great pleasure of getting to dine with the lead vocalist of Foreigner last night, and he joins us in the studio now as one of my 3 guests, Kelly Hanson. Aloha, Brother Kelly. How you doing?
Hey, Dave. Where's the check money from last night?
We had a good time, and thanks. It was really cool to get to meet you and hang out with you and stuff. And last week on the air, you got to hear a great interview. I guess it was a week ago today. We had the legendary son of John Bonham. He is a killer drummer and one of my very favorites, such a creative dude, Jason Bonham. He was my guest last week on the show, and he's in the studio with us right now, too. Aloha, Brother Jason.
Aloha.
It's an honor to have you here.
Hello, everyone on the islands. I'm back.
Better put up the storm shutter.
And great to have you here. And another guy you've been hearing about in the interviews that I did with Jason and also with Mick Jones, the founding member of Foreigner, who was on just a couple days ago on Tuesday, is their legendary manager, Phil Carson, who I go back with a number of years from when I was just starting out in Boston at WBCN. And he joins us, too, in the Air Studio. Aloha, Brother Phil.
Well, hello, Hawaii. hello.
It's good to have you here, and thank you guys for taking time to be part of my show.
Could you tell that he was a bass player once because he had no idea where the microphone was?
I've got no idea where one is.
Neither does Carl Palmer, but that's another story.
These dudes are a lot of fun, and a lot of bands come here, and they're very difficult to talk to. These guys are quite the opposite, and are really down-to-earth guys, and are coming off of a trip to Japan, like so many other artists who come through the area. How was Japan, Kelly and Jason? Any memories?
Well, unfortunately, it was cooler than it is here, but we did have a great time. We actually had a day off, which is a rarity on the road, thanks to the guy across from us, Mr. Carson. And so it had been a while since I'd been to Japan, so I was very happy to be there, and especially happy to be there with these guys.
And what size venue? What was the venue like that you played in Japan?
17 million.
Yen.
Yeah. The exchange rate, if we'd have opened the rest of it, it would have been about 12.
12,000.
No, 12.
So there was three people there.
Well, with the dog, because we made him pay, of course, No, actually, it was a nice theatre. I think about 2,500, and we did 2 nights there. As I say, it's been a lot of the places we go to after many, many years, because there's new members, and I think we mentioned this before, there's a lot of groundbreaking to be done and proving a point. That because even though there's new members in the band, it still is Foreigner, and it still sounds great, and it's and that's one of the things that's worked everywhere we've been to, Australia, South America. At first, whether the people are tentative to go, is it really Foreigner Binzo, the way it is? It is 110% Foreigner. It's like a great classic car with a few new parts, make it go even better.
And one of the things that I learned about you, actually, through talking with your manager, Phil Carson, and with Mick Jones, is you grew up, when you were young, you were really a hardcore Foreigner fan. Foreigner were one of your bands as a youngster.
Yeah, my first ever band, which was signed by Phil Carson when I was 16, called Air Race. We were very much into the American rock scene, which was, at the time, the 3 main bands that we were into was Foreigner, Journey, and Toto. And because finally it was bands that could write songs and could play their instruments. So that was, it was a full circle for me now. And my wedding song was Waiting for a Girl Like You, so that's kind of ironic now I get to play that in the band. And I still feel, as my mom was, when she was ecstatic when I got this gig. Even though she's grown up in the whole Led Zeppelin camp and was part of that biggest band in the world, this, for her son to join Foreigner was a big deal. Because she'd bought the album. She'd got them on vinyl, it was like... So yeah, it's been great. I can't ask for a greater way to spend my late 30s in rock and roll.
I think it's huge, and it really is a full circle thing in so many different ways. I'm going to play some classic Foreigner, and then we're going to talk about how, in a lot of ways, your life has come full circle, and how having a guy like Phil Carson around you makes it so. We'll hear Hot Blooded, and then we'll continue with our guests live in the studio. I've got Kelly Hanson, Jason Bonham, and Phil Carson on 105.9. Foreigner, Hot Blooded on the Workforce Afternoon, K-Boy 105.9, Honolulu's on the Classic Rock. It is Dave Lawrence, and my very special guest in the studio, Foreigner vocalist Kelly Hanson, Jason Bonham, their drummer, and the legendary manager Phil Carson. And Phil, it's just about my favorite time of day, which would happen to be...
Hey, Dave, it's 4:20.
Brought to us by Onstage Hawaii.
Genius! Hilarious! I want 20% of that. 80% of that.
At Hawaii's Natural High. And so, Phil, one of the cool things that is that's unusual about this, having you here in the studio with us, Phil Carson came to the state back in 1970 with Led Zeppelin. Can you try to give us some kind of memory? Come on over to your mic over there and think back to that time. You came here, just describe your role and coming here with them.
Well, I ran Atlantic Records outside of America. Why I was in America, I can't remember. Yes, because I used to go on the road with them quite a lot, and they were always quite good to me. I remember being picked up in a limousine, and it was quite fun. There was actually someone already waiting in the limousine for me. I don't remember her name, but
We do.
I remember the position. No, I remember how well orientated it all was here in Hawaii at that time, and Zeppelin was just incredible. I think we did 2 nights at the whatever the arena was called. It wasn't called the Blaisdell then.
Did you get laid?
No, these flowers. Yes, I got the laid.
Well, in the 70s when you go off the plane.
Yeah, these flowers.
Oh, right, yeah.
How many times did you come here
How
with
many
them?
times did I come to Hawaii?
With Zeppelin?
I think just that one time with Zeppelin, I think. Was,
To Hawaii.
To Hawaii.
You didn't want to come back because you were so tired after that?
I was very tired, yes.
Isn't it crazy, though? It was 1970, and you came here with Zeppelin. 37 years later, you come back with John Bonham's son.
Yeah, well, I was only 11 at the time, of course, and but it's been a privilege to travel as much as I have with John Bonham's son, Jason. He's a good lad, terrific drummer, and you'll hear him tonight in Foreigner, playing those legendary hits.
Yes, and we have actually, we're going to enjoy some Led Zeppelin, and then afterwards I'm going to play some live Foreigner from 2005. We're going to be giving away signed copies of that CD tonight at the show.
Absolutely. You're going to give 2 copies away to people that can ask Foreigner trivia questions, or even answer them.
Yes.
We
You
like
can ask
that.
them, and they'll answer them.
I dig
and
that.
then they'll get 2 signed copies of Foreigner's album Live in 05, which is only available at our concerts or on our website, foreigneronline.com.
You've got the rap down, Phil. Hey, Jason, I want to play Heartbreaker, Livin' Lovin' Maid. And when you just give me some thoughts on this tune. What is this tune to you, of all the different songs with your father on it and stuff? Say just what comes to your mind about this one from Zeppelin 2?
Heartbreaker is, to me, one of the pinnacle songs of Zeppelin 2, the great guitar break in the middle, which I have some great bootlegs of the studio recordings of this, where it's just the guitar, the different microphones, and which is a whole other story. I also, it was one of the songs I got to play with them in 1988, Madison Square Gardens. So yeah, I mean, Heartbreaker, it's just that intro, the sound, and I must say I do prefer this version because it's slightly slower than the How the West Was Won version from '72, which was really fast.
Yeah,
I have no idea why it was really fast, but I have a good suspicion.
We'll hear the original one now from Zeppelin 2. Led Zeppelin on the Workforce Afternoon, K-Boy 105.9. Led Zeppelin, Heartbreaker, Livin' Lovin' Maid, K-Boy 105.9, the Workforce Afternoon. I was just talking with Jason Bonham. He was talking about having the outtakes of that. What were you saying?
Yeah, and I have a good question for you. If you're a true fan, what's the next song on the album? 3, 2,
God, dude, it's been a long time
What?
since I sat there.
Ramble On.
On the album. Okay. It's been a while since I've sat
All
there.
of a sudden, you go, after that, it stopped. It's a woman, and... Yeah, so it goes straight into it.
And what is the outtake thing that you were talking about?
The outtakes are some tracks that a friend of mine that runs the Zeppelin website, which is Electric Magic, the unofficial official site. Sam Rapello has some amazing people send him stuff, and some all over. So this is stuff from the studio. So it's there's a whole thing of about 2 bars of a whole lot of love. So all you can hear is like the bleeding from the microphones from the drums. You're picking up the guitar in the other room, and then all of a sudden the drums kick in, so it's just the drums. And we've got Ramble On, and it's just the drums, and then the bass comes in. It's just little snippets. It's great.
Were there a lot of tapes and stuff that ended up in your hands eventually, like actual masters and or reels?
Would I still be working if I found them? No. I keep searching the vaults and hopefully finding one day, so I can go to that hotel room with a briefcase and walk out with another briefcase.
How about the kits? Some of his famous kits that John Bonham would play on. Where did they end up? Like that silver-looking one.
Unfortunately, what he did a lot of the time was he only ever had, I think, 5 drum kits from Ludwig in all, or 4 even. There was the Maple from the first tour. Then it was the Amber Vista Light, and then the Green Sparkle, then the Amber Vista Light, and then the Stainless Steel. He had one candy stripe kit in the 70s, which they made so much fun of him. He had to take, they got rid of it straight away, which was the black and white spiral. I think Alex Van Halen ended up using it looked like a peppermint kind of thing. But he used to give them away or give them to charity and rent. There'd be like an auction. And one of them, the stainless steel kit, that went to children in need in England.
So it helped out needy people, but you didn't end up with any of his kits?
No, I mean, what upsets me is that one kit that went at the time, somebody who bought it knew what they were doing. Because recently, I think it went on some site for like $300,000.
Selling John's drums. That's
so, it's not cool, but, what can you do?
You're still Jason Bonham, dude, and you're a monster drummer, so it doesn't matter if you have those kits or not. Kelly, I'm going to play a song that features you on vocals from this Foreigner 2005 Live that we're going to be giving away tonight at the show. Signed. When was this recorded? Give us a little insight on that.
Yeah, we recorded some shows in Las Vegas, and we took some time to put them together. We were on the road the entire time, so it took us a few months to put it all together, but we had a really great turnout. Vegas is always great for us.
What venue is this at?
There's a couple different venues.
Okay. In 2005, so this is pretty recent recording too.
Yeah, in fact, the thing is that I think it kind of shows the evolution of what this version of the band is all about. Although I think it's really great CD, you can tell things if you're really into music, and tell us feeling things out. And when you come to the show tonight, you'll see how much more we've grown into these tunes as a band. And but I think it's a great landmark and marking post for where we were when we were getting this band together.
Sure. No, it's a good. It does bring things around. Phil,
you're also going to see something unique. The old fans of Foreigner, you hear Mick Jones play guitar in a way that you probably haven't heard before. Because Mick was never known as a great guitar player, which is unfortunate, because when he started out, when he was 16 and 17, you really, in London, you'd only ever heard of Mick Jones and Jeff Beck. I mean, he is a tremendous guitarist, and now he's stepping out a little more than perhaps he used to, and you're going to hear some fantastic playing tonight, some of which is on this brilliant live album that you'll be giving away tonight at the Blaisdell Arena when Foreigner play there at 8:30.
And of course, if you're a true, real Foreigner fan, you'd know Mick Jones has always been fantastic, so it's only because Phil has got back involved with leaving.
And on that note, we will hear Mick revving it up, and you're right, it's nice playing on this version. It feels like the first time, and throughout this record. Kelly Hanson, Jason Bonham, Phil Carson, I really appreciate you taking time to be my guest in the studio. Thank you very much for coming down today. And they are tonight at the Blaisdell, tomorrow at the Mac in Kahului, and then Saturday at the Hilton Waikoloa Village. This is Foreigner from 2005 Live, and feels like the first time on the Workforce Afternoon on 105.9.
Aloha, this is Jason Bonham, and you're in excellent hands with a true fan of my pop, my mate, Dave Lawrence. Aloha, this is Jason Bonham, and I wouldn't want to miss my chance to be a part of this very special time of the day. Hey Dave, it's 4:20. Aloha, this is Jason Bonham, and my other favourite time of the day is coming up. Sabbath at 6 with my buddy Dave Lawrence.